Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is 8:04 on a bank holiday Monday. We've got work in, so myself and Dan will be in today, but we'll knock it on the head as soon as we've done what we need to do, which consists of Chinese radio. We've got to look at putting in a Vauxhall. Not sure it's going to work, but we said we'll give it a go and see what we can get working. Or at least take it apart and recommend something that will work, as in like branded radio. We've got a TT which is having a Pioneer and a fascia kit, but the fascia kit has not turned up yet. Good old DPD. So we have the lead in the shop, we have the aerial adapter in the shop, we can make the radio work. We'll probably find a cage to stick it in the dash so we can get it in there, but the only thing we're missing is the fascia. So that might be a to-do thing. Hopefully they'll be alright with that. And I also have a Kenwood radio coming in, I think with issues. They're having problems with it, so we've got to look at that. Nice weekend chill with a fam. Saw both grandparents. Kids had an Easter egg hunt, ate lots of chocolate. Went out on the bike. Had a little afternoon nap on Saturday, and then went out on the bike, which was lovely. Oh, sorry, Sunday. We went out for dinner, lunchtime, and then yeah, went out on the bike in the afternoon. Took the KTM out for a blip. Went everywhere with it. It was good. Nice to ride it. Quite a few bikers on the roads, giving it Stormtrooper. Now we need to sort out this Tyre Streets fiasco. 5th time they've cocked it up. So the short and curlies of it is, obviously I saw that they advertise with some other YouTubers and internet pricing. I'm not in a rush for the tyres, so I can afford to wait on delivery, so I don't need to pay kind of tyre shop prices. I can get an internet delivery and save some money. But I wanted these semi-track tyres, semi-road legal ones, these 651 Accelera. Ordered some for the Lotus. This is before we did Goodwood and Players. Lots of tyres they sent were 4 years out of date, or 4 years old, which is bad for a tyre to sit on the rack for that long. They then sent some more out. One of them was fairly new, one of them was fairly old, but the sidewall bead on the second set of tyres, you could see where it had been hung on the wall for so long on like a hook, it had damaged the bead on the tyre, which I wasn't very happy about. And I contacted their support team, and they basically said, use the tyres for the weekend, do what you need to do, and then we'll come and collect them and give you a refund. So they did. They couldn't get a hold of the right newer size, you know, newer date tyre that I needed in time. So I used them for the weekend and gave them back, and I got a refund, which is fair enough, right? So their problem is their customer service works, the company works, but whoever they're dealing with to supply their tyres let them down on the fact that the date codes were just old, and the way that the tyres had been stored was just old. So that was that. Then I've ordered some for the Chaser. We ordered 651s for the front, 651s for the rear. They're two different sizes because I've got rear wheels that are wider than the front, so a staggered offset. They sent 651s for the front, and they sent me summer rain tyres, PHIs, which is not the same. So you'd never run that kind of compound on a tyre because you'd have different grip from front to back. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would do that, but whatever. I guess they didn't have the stock, but they thought they would send whatever just to fulfill the order. This is where I think it's two different companies that are causing an issue. One is couldn't give a shit, the other one wants to care but is let down by their supplier. And then argued the toss with them because I refused the delivery and sent the PHIs straight back. I didn't even offload them off the truck. They were going, well, we need to pick up some tyres, and I'm like, but you didn't drop any off. We refused part of the delivery to say that they were wrong. Then that got sorted out, and then they've sent me out these tyres which are in the shop at the minute. One of them is basically, the side of it is scuffed and scratched to hell. Almost looks like it's been on a car but not driven because the side of it is damaged. But the other one has definitely been driven on. It's definitely been used. It's not a new tyre, it's got tyre paste all over it, and it's got marks from a tyre machine that somebody's used, shall we say, inexperienced. So they've got the little latch on the side of the tyre machine that pushes the tyre onto the bead or over the bead of the rim. It's kind of cut into the tyre quite badly, so they've not known how to fit tyres correctly, or they've fitted them upside down, because you can do that with tyres and wheels. And they've marked the tyre to hell. Now they've obviously sent me this tyre as a second-hand thing, but I'm still paying new prices, which I'm not happy about. And I've kicked off with them, and so far I've basically just got send us pictures, we'll investigate it. It's really frustrating for a big company like Tyre Streets that apparently sponsor all these different people to get just deliver some decent tyres that I want in date, the same type as ordered. It just seems a bit moronic. So hopefully we'll have some news on that this week and I can get them sorted. Don't know what's happening with the wheels, they're still being painted again, and we still need to get on with the lower stuff before all of the show season and stuff kind of, you know, gets underway. Still early days yet, we've got time. Weather's not brilliant, people aren't that, you know, going out, but we need to get on with the lower stuff too. So I have got things I need to do, and obviously work as well, which takes focus because we need to pay bills. Oh, there's one of the guys, one of my customers, a friend, in his little bus. But yeah, anyway, off to the shop, start the day. It's been a good weekend, hope you had fun, hope you had a good Easter with fans, family, whatever you did. Friends, family, whatever you did. And we will convene at the shop after a coffee. See you in a bit.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Morning everyone, Monday morning. We've got our first couple in this morning. Nice little TT and an Astra. This one has a Chinese radio, so the radio on these Astras is just there. You see the green plugs? So it's basically stood upwards inside here, and then that converts over to a Chinese screen of normal Android derivative. And as we thought, steering controls don't work. The radio does come on and it does make sound, but we can't get any steering controls to work, which is a bit useless because we've got tyre pressure things and all sorts of other bits and bobs we need to set. So this one's going to be a bit of a lost cause. And then with a TT, we had everything ready and delivered other than the fascia. But this is a lady's birthday present. So we've taken out the Audi Plus navigation and the CD changer. We've put her in a pocket and a USB. Microphone up here in the centre. Microphone up there in the centre. DAB aerial over here. And for now we've put the standard cage in, kept the airbag dual in so that the car stays happy. But she'll have a working radio for CarPlay, steering control still work. And then all we've got to do is take this thing back out, put the fascia in, and it's good to go. Right, going to bring the people with the Astra, give them the bad news, see you in a bit. then everyone, we are making headway with the Lotus, as we've got one more popping in. We're just going to have a little nose at. So we're now running through the checklist. So the conrod bolts are all torque to spec. We've got the end cap torque to spec on the oil pump. We've got the pickup tubes Loctited and torque to spec. We've got the baffle plate Loctited, torque to spec. I can't put this on yet until I've done this cover here, the rear main seal. I've got that over there. So what I need to do now is flip the engine up the other way, put the transport clamps on it, lift this off of the stand on the engine crane there, and then fit that, and then we can put the sump on, and then it's pretty much the bottom end sealed up. But so far so good. Give her a spin down. You've gone the wrong way.
Oh no! I've undone everything.
Right, cool. Yeah, cracking on. See you in a bit. Right then everyone, good day. Got some more bits done to the engine. One step closer. But it's been a busy one. I'm now gonna get my ass home and enjoy a nice ride. So I'll see you bright and early in the morning. More fun and games. Toodaloo, bye.